Hey guys, welcome back for another tutorial. So today I'm going to show you how to make these granny stitch shorts. This is a tutorial that I found on somebody else's YouTube. I cannot pronounce the name, so I'm really sorry, but I will tag you in the description for your pattern. So with the tutorial, I'm going to show you the basic foundation of the shorts, how many rows to do. In the description I'll do different sizes. The pattern that I have is for a size small. These are a size medium. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 rows for medium, 12 for small, 10 to 11 for extra small, depending on the waist. So let's get our handy dandy notebook out. Okay, so with the pattern, you're going to have to do just a little bit of math. Math was not my best subject. Anyway, so with your panels, it's going to be half of your waistline. However, a 12-inch panel will stretch to roughly about 17.5 inches. Okay, which 17.5 inches should be your hip size, correct? Okay, so your hip size, if it measures 35 inches, it's going to be 17.5. And like I said, for a size small, roughly about 18 rows. It just depends on your size. You can actually try this on as you go. Well, actually, after you sew the sides up. Sorry. Will be 9 inches long. Okay. And like I said, this is for a size small. Alright. So, let's put that away. And let's get started. This is actually an order that I need to fill. We are using I Love This Yarn by Hobby Lobby, and the color is one of their metallic colors. It's ivory, which it has flecks of gold in it. Okay, so let's put that one to the side. And then I'm also using, zoom out a little bit, loops and threads. This is from Michaels, which I don't understand why they don't put names on their colors. But what do we know? We just crochet. This one is in the color, it looks like, oh, they do. It's hidden. Mint. Shocker there. Alrighty. So, we're going to put that one to the side too. So, and you can do as many colors as you want. I've seen people do every row a different color. Me, I'm just kind of plain. 3 is kind of like the most I really want to do. I mean, that's what I did here. Khaki, light blue, dark blue. Okay, so this one, I've already made one panel. And this is the first one. But I'm going to show you in this tutorial how to make your panel and then sew them together and then extend the legs and also the waistband. Okay, for this is going to be an extra small that I'm working on. So like I said, your size is going to be different. And so extra small, a waist is usually anywhere between 22 to 25 inches. And this one measures right at 10.5. Oh, sorry, right at 10. So this is right at 10, and it will stretch all the way to about 14 inches. So when you go to put it on, it's not going to be like this V. When you put it on, it's going to straighten out. So, all right, put this one to the side. We're going to go ahead and get started on the next panel. Get that out of the way. Okay, so you're going to need a darning needle, a hook. This is my go-to hook for every project, and I don't know why. It's just a size I'm comfortable with. And this is a 5.5. I wouldn't recommend going to a bigger size. I would do a 5.5, maybe even a 4.5. But you also need some scissors. I'm going to end up finding my other scissors. I just semi-cleaned my yarn room. It's still in disarray, but I'll get there. Okay. Back to the tutorial. We are going to do the magic circle. Alrighty. I'm going to try and keep my work in the frame. I have a bad habit of pulling out of the frame. Okay, so this is going to be like making a granny square. That is literally your first row is your granny square. Okay, so we already chained 3. We're going to do 2 more double crochets to create that granny cluster. Okay, but instead of chaining 2 or 3 in the corner, we're only going to chain 1. We want to try and make the holes as small as we can. That's not always going to be feasible in patterns, but you know, we're going to try. Okay, so keep going with the 3rd cluster, chain 1, another 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 more double crochets. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and close up our ring, pull it tight, and then we're going to, okay, so instead of, I almost went a little country on there. Okay, so instead of chaining 1, this is what we're going to do. We are going to double half crochet into the top of that chain 3 from the beginning. That way we are right smack dab in the middle of that corner that we need to be in. Okay, so after that we are going to, I want to zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to chain 3. Okay, and we're going to skip over this first cluster and do a double crochet. Okay, so this space is going to be our we have made a space for 3 double crochets. Okay, trust the process. You'll see when you get to the next round. Okay, So because we're not changing color right now, we're not going to turn our work because it's just a continuous round. You can also do this in a solid color. After the third row is when you start turning your work. Okay, so we're going to do 3 double crochets. I'm going to zoom it out just a little bit because I keep having this bad habit of going out of frame. Okay, chain 1, 3 double crochets. Automatically, we're going to go straight into the next space with 3 double crochets. Sorry, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. Go into the next space, the next chain 1 space, and do the same thing. 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. This is pretty much going to be your pattern throughout the entire project. Okay, so we are kind of back where we first started. We're going to chain 3, and then we're going to slip stitch into this corner space, and that's where we first began on the second row. Okay, so have somewhat of a little triangle. Okay, now we're going to tie it off. Okay, now we're going to get our next color. And this is where it's going to change. Okay. In this space, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So chain 3, 1, and 2 more double crochets. So that chain 3 is your first, then you did 2 more. Moving along. 3 in the next chain 1 space, do 3 doubles. Chain 1, 3 more double crochets. Okay. Now that we are on another row, we actually have another space for 3 more double crochets. Okay, and then we're going to continue 3 double crochets. Chain 1, 3 more double crochets. Okay, 3 double crochets in the blank space. No, I just realized I only did 2 double crochets. It's okay. It's too late to go back now. Hopefully you didn't make the same mistake that I did. Just glad it happened way up at the top. So it's not going to really be noticeable. I am OCD and it's killing me that I did it, but I've already tied the yarn off. It is just, it is what it is at this point. Okay, now we're going to turn our work, and we don't have any spaces to go into now. So what we're going to do, we're going to chain 3 and then go into that next space. With 3 double crochets. Okay, we're in a corner, so it's 3 double crochets. Chain 1, 3 double crochets. Three double crochets into the blank space. Okay. Another blank space, 3 double crochets. If I go too fast for you, I do apologize. You can always go back and rewind. I try not to be so fast. Okay, so add another corner, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. Next space, 3 double crochets. Like I said, this is going to be your repeat pattern all the way around until you have as many rows as you need. Like I said, your panel is going to be half of your waist measurement. Your hips are going to be the same for the measurement. It's going to be half. Alrighty, so we are almost done with row 4. And like I said, it is the repeat for every single row after this. Okay, we don't have a space to put any more clusters, so we're going to do a double crochet into the top of that chain 3. Alright, and I want to tie off because I'm changing color. So this is what you should have. This is what it should be looking like right now. So, alrighty. And we are going to go back in where we left off. Chain 3. Three double crochets. Okay, just continue all down the line. I will meet you back when we have completed the panel. You guys are going to have to do 2 panels, so go ahead and do that, and I will meet you back for the rest of the tutorial. Alright, we are back in motion. So, we have a total of 2 panels. Alright, so now what we have to do is we have to sew them together. Alright, so what I do is you're only going to sew up these 2 sides right here, and where the crotch is. I don't know any other way to put that. Inseam, whatever you may call it. Okay, so, and I like to do with the color I ended with. Now, as far as the legs go, we're going to use the mint color, because that's what I ended with, and I want to make it match the pattern. Okay, so we're going to start in this corner. Eventually. Okay, we're going to sew. Okay, we're going to just slip stitch into this corner. If I grab the working yarn first. Okay. I'm going to slip stitch into that corner. Okay, now everybody does it differently. This is how I do it. You can develop your own way of doing it. So what I do is I will go into one of the loops, be either the front loop or back loop, just one of them, not both of them. And I'm going to do a single crochet. And you're going to do that all the way down. Just one loop. Single crochet. One loop. Single crochet. Trying to watch what I'm doing and crochet at the same time. Okay. It's not as easy as it looks. Or seems. While we're doing the seam. No pun intended. Okay. Going to continue that all the way down. Make that a little bit tighter, which I'm a tight crocheter anyway. Okay, just continue. Continue. Oh, I'm going through both. There we go. last one. Nope, I got hung. Okay. Last one. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and tie it off because I'm just going to... okay. It's time to zoom back out. Okay. I will get better at this, I promise. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and tie it off and cut it. And you do your sides, do both of your sides, and I will meet you down here. So stay tuned. Okay, so we are back. We are going to do the inseam. So we're going to slip stitch into there. And we're going to do the same thing that we did on the sides. Let's just go in through one of the loops. Okay. Excuse me. And we're going to go through the actual sorry, the actual corner and do 2 single crochets. We want to reinforce that one. Okay, then continue with your single crochets till you reach that other space. And we're going to go through the actual space itself, and then we're going to tie it off. This one we will weave in that tail, because we definitely don't want that to come undone. Alrighty, so now we're going to turn this right side out. Okay. So we have our seam on either side. See how pretty that looks? We have our seam down at the bottom. We'll weave in that tail afterwards. Okay, so now we are going to start on extending the legs. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what that noise was, and it's my bearded dragon. You'll get to meet him another day. Okay, back to work. So we're going to go back with the mint, because I ended it on just one row. So to make it cohesive, we're going to do another row to make it match. Make it make sense. Alright. So, like I said, I'm going to only do maybe about 4 rows, only because the customer is itty bitty. Alright, and I always start by the inseam area, and we're going to slip stitch into that space. Okay, and then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to try and weave in crochet over these tails as we go, so we don't have to weave them in later. Okay, so 3 double crochets. Well, 2 more double crochets. Excuse me. Okay. And then we're going to just do granny clusters all the way around until you get to this space right here where we almost meet. Alright. Do a few more. Try and crochet over your tails. That way you don't have to weave them in later. You can just cut off the excess that did not get crocheted in. Alright, we're going to continue this all the way around. And I will meet you back when we get to this last space right here. I know I say this a lot, but I do apologize. Okay, so we have gotten to the seam. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a grading cluster into the middle, right here, right where we sewed both of those together. We're going to do a grading cluster of 3 double crochets. All right. And then we are going to move along to the next space. I always forget that myself. Alrighty. Now you can continue to go all the way around. And I'll meet you back. Okay, we made it back. And what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing as we did on the other seam. We're not going to go through this. We're not going to go through this hole. We're going to go through the middle where we sewed them together. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 from the beginning of our round. Okay, so we have extended our leg 1 row. Okay, I am going to only do 3 more rows. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this off. Tie that off. And do 3 more rows. You're going to do it on the other side as well. Okay. So I will meet you back after you have completed both extensions on your legs. Okay, so both legs have been extended. At this point, we are going to do the waistband. Now, what I normally do is I just do granny clusters all the way around. Then after that, do a row of double crochets followed by single crochets to finish off the waistband. So go ahead and get that demonstrated. slip stitch, chain 3, and double crochet, put cluster in every open space that you see. And the reason why I do a row of granny clusters is for the openings. That way you can do your drawstring, like weave it in and out, in and out. Okay, so we are going to continue that around just for one row. Like I said, just do it in every open space that you see. Okay, so we made it partial way around. Okay, I will go ahead and pause this video and I will meet you back at the beginning. Alright, we are back. So now we're just doing a row of double crochets into the top of each double crochet. And then double crochet. Sorry. There I go again. Okay, double crochet into the top of every double crochet. Do one double crochet in each space. Okay. Continue that all the way around, and I will meet you back at the beginning, and we will finish up with this waistband and do a drawstring. See you in a few. Alright, now we are back where we started. Double crochet in that last stitch, and then slip stitch to join. And I'm going to walk the stitch over just a few stitches, only because I want to kind of reinforce it just a little bit. Okay, so from here we're going to do, you can do as many as you want. It depends on how high of the waist that you want, but I'm just going to do one row of single crochet. And do that all the way around into every space. and I will meet you back. Okay, we are back to the beginning. We have slip stitched. We're going to slip stitch one more time to tie it off. Okay, we'll leave that in a little while. Okay, so what I have done now is I have braided some cotton yarn. I just happen to have basically the same color. It's just like a shade off. But who's going to know? How will they know? Okay, so we're going to start where the grading clusters are, and you're going to start in this one and just go in and out of each one, and you're going to end up right here. So okay, and just go all the way around. I think I made this one just a little bit too short, but it's okay, I can redo it. This is only for the tutorial. I try to make everything as perfect and easy for you guys, but nobody's perfect. It's just, I'm a perfectionist, and I like everything just to be so, and I have to learn that it's not always going to be the case. Okay. Maybe I didn't make it too short. Okay. Well. Okay, so we have made the drawstring. Alright, there's the final product. I'm really happy with the way they turned out. They turned out super cute. I thought that was a stain on the back, and I was like, no. Okay, it was just the gold flecks. Alright, so there you have it. The Granny Stitch crochet shorts. Alright, stay tuned for another tutorial. That might be tomorrow. I don't know. Well, actually today, because it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I got a little carried away. Okay, so remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time.